Most of us, at some point, have been lured by the promise of passive income, the tantalizing idea that you can earn money while you sleep, travel, or simply live your life on your own terms. The phrase financial freedom echoes across social media, investment newsletters, and entrepreneurial seminars, drawing eager audiences convinced they, too, can unlock a secret that will make money work for them. I was one of those people. Like many, I craved stability, security, and less worry about my future. That's what led me down the path that would ultimately cost me $40,000 and teach me some difficult lessons about chasing passive income the wrong way. My journey began with excitement and ambition. I had saved up a sizable nest egg by working hard, living frugally, and making sacrifices over several years. I'd heard countless success stories about people who built thriving streams of income that eventually replaced their salaries. Rental properties, dividend stocks, affiliate websites, digital products, you name it. The thought of breaking free from the shackles of 9-to-5 life, or at least of supplementing my income to alleviate financial pressure, was intoxicating. After much research, I chose to dive into real estate, specifically purchasing rental properties out of state. The logic was simple. Real estate offers tangible assets, the potential for appreciation, and consistent monthly cash flow, or so I thought. I spent hours studying property markets in different regions, speaking to realtors, watching webinars, and calculating returns on investment. With my $40,000, I put down payments on 2 properties in the Midwest, known for affordable real estate and strong rental demand. The first few months felt almost magical. I hired a property management company, tenants moved in, and the rent checks started coming in. When I logged into my banking app and saw the income, I felt validated. I started daydreaming about scaling up, maybe another property next year, or even venturing into small multifamily buildings. My spreadsheet projections were exhilarating, painting a future where my income kept growing as I slept peacefully at night. But reality was lurking just beneath the surface. Within the first year, one of the tenants stopped paying rent. The eviction process dragged on for months, with unexpected legal fees piling up. At the same time, the other property developed major plumbing issues that required urgent and expensive repairs. Not to mention recurring maintenance costs the property management company kept reporting. I watched as each supposed passive dollar of rental income got gobbled up by expenses, leaving my cash flow negative. Stress replaced excitement. Managing out-of-state rentals required more vigilance than I had anticipated. Communication with the property management company became strained. Finding new tenants after evictions took longer than expected, leading to months of vacancy with zero income. Meanwhile, the local real estate market entered a slump, reducing my odds of selling the properties without taking a loss. Bit by bit, I poured more money into the properties, hoping things would turn around, but my savings dwindled and my portfolio struggled to break even. By the time I decided to cut my losses and exit, I was down nearly $40,000 in total. My original savings nearly wiped out, with nothing to show for it but stress and regret. And all of this happened while working a full-time job, meaning my passive income venture ate away at my free time, my energy, and, worst of all, my peace of mind. Looking back, I see now where my thinking, and the way I approached passive income, went wrong. First, I fell into the classic trap of believing that passive income is truly hands-off. The reality is, most so-called passive streams require significant upfront effort, ongoing management, and a level of skill or oversight few people talk about. Real estate in particular is notorious for surprises. Costs, vacancies, bad tenants, legal headaches. It is anything but effortless. Second, I overestimated my knowledge and underestimated risk. I relied too much on generic online advice, convinced that following the same steps as others would guarantee success. I didn't fully grasp the nuances of the markets I invested in, nor did I have a local support network to lean on. Scaling into unknown territory without true expertise or prepared backup plans was reckless. Third, I underestimated the emotional toll. I naively thought that my investments would succeed in the background, freeing me up to live more fully. In reality, I spent countless sleepless nights worrying about repairs, late payments, or property values falling. The stress wasn't just emotional. It impacted my work, my relationships, even my health. So, what have I learned from this $40,000 mistake? For one, passive income is not a magical shortcut to financial freedom. There is no effortless path to wealth. Every opportunity involves risk, effort, and a steep learning curve. Anyone promising riches with little or no work is glossing over important realities. Second, alignment with your personal strengths and lifestyle matters. Real estate can be lucrative, but only for those willing and able to commit the time, resources, and attention it demands. There are other ways to create supplementary income that might be a better fit for your interests and experience. For me, I realized that investing in myself, through education and skill development, was a far better use of my time and money. I gradually shifted my focus toward digital products and consulting, areas where my expertise provided a competitive advantage and where I could control outcomes more directly. Finally, due diligence is everything. Any investment deserves deep research, including worst-case scenario planning. Rather than rely on spreadsheet forecasts and glowing testimonials, seek out real experiences, especially failures. Scrutinize the details, poke holes in the assumptions, and prepare for things going wrong, because at some point, they will. If you're tempted by the siren song of passive income, let my experience serve as a cautionary tale. There are paths to building additional income streams, but they should be approached with realism, patience, and humility. Critically assess each opportunity, consider your personality and resources, and never bet money you can't afford to lose. Sometimes, the best investment isn't in an asset or a business, but in your capacity to adapt, learn, and grow. In the end, my $40,000 mistake was painful, but invaluable. It forced me to reevaluate my goals, sharpen my skepticism, and appreciate the virtues of patience and prudence. True financial security comes not from shortcuts or easy money, but from resilience, adaptability, and a grounded understanding of risk. Passive income can supplement your journey, but it should never define the destination. Let my story remind you, some lessons are expensive, but their wisdom is priceless.